What's up everyone, it's Q from RetroQ Gaming, and it's that time of year, the time of year that descends on us, well, once a year, because it can't really do us justice if it descends on us more than once a year. So what time am I talking about? Well, it's time to look back at all the great games of 2017 and pick our personal game of the year for 2017. Now 2017 had much more releases, much more high profile quality releases in respect to some previous years. 2016 for example was extremely bare. If you remember my game of the year from 2016 video, you'll know how in that video I actually kind of lamented how very few high quality and enjoyable titles there actually was in 2016. 2017 isn't the case, thankfully, and we do have a lot more to choose from. 2017 bringing such high profile releases such as Resident Evil 7, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, or if you're familiar with my channel and the YouTube auto captioning algorithm, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Oil. Yeah, see if anyone gets that reference. The Western release of Persona 5, which is why this makes it on the list here, even though it did technically release in Japan in 2016. We also have stuff like Metroid Samus Returns, Horizon Zero Dawn, Cuphead, new Pokemon games in the form of Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus, and Super Mario Odyssey. There's a bunch of other games as well, but we all know there's no point in listing Call of Duty 17, there's no point in listing Star Wars, Battlefield 2, Battlefront 2, Episode 2, Ireland 1, but you see my point. We all know those games, they may be enjoyable for certain people. There's no way they're going to be coming out as Game of the Year for many people. Myself especially. And since I'm not into sports games, they don't even make the list whatsoever. So we've got a pretty wide variety of games when it comes to some of the higher quality releases we have this year. Resident Evil 7, of course, being a first-person Resident Evil game, something we haven't seen in the longest time. And not only that, it actually goes back to its survival horror roots in so much of a sense that it's very different from what we've come to be accustomed to with Resident Evil over the last few years. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild has of course changed up the Zelda style completely to go from the random linear dungeon progression to a huge sprawling open world with a lot of choice in there. Persona 5 continuing the increasing quality of the Persona RPG series. Metroid Samus Returns being a complete reimagining and remake of the original Metroid 2 from the Game Boy. Cuphead, the 1930s inspired cartoon 2D side-scrolling shooter slash shmup slash platforming game. Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, not much I need to say there when we're all familiar with Pokemon games. Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus, again, another whole first-person shooter compared to everything in this list, also very, very different. And Super Mario Odyssey, one of the greatest Mario games ever made, and especially it feels like a true sequel to some of the higher quality Mario titles that we've seen in the past. So it does feel like there's a nice variety in genre and in style and just in basically every way, shape and form in this list. Which begs the age-old question. What is my personal best selection of games and just what is my personal best selection for the best game released in 2017? Well, despite many of these games being exceptionally high quality, I'm going to have to go with Destiny 2.
Got him! Got him!
As if you ever thought that would be the case. My personal game of the year comes down to two games. They're both very, very close when it comes to which one is actually going to be chosen. Now, these two games are Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild on Nintendo Switch. I realize it's also on the Wii U, but all 6 people that play it on the Wii U, the majority of people are playing it on the Switch, let's be real. And Persona 5. So when it comes to these two amazing high quality titles which have so much in common but at the same time have so little in common, what do I consider my best personal pick, my favorite and most enjoyable and greatest game released in 2017? Well, I'm going to probably piss a lot of people off here, but I'm going with Persona 5. Persona 5 is style incarnate. It absolutely oozes character, style, vibe and attitude in every single facet of what it does. It's so effortlessly perfect. There is a reason why many people, many places, and many outlets, as well as fans unanimously, have considered it one of the greatest JRPGs of all time. There's no comparison. This game is definitely my personal game of the year for 2017. Now, many people aren't happy about that, probably, that I picked it over Zelda. When I played Zelda at first, because let's face it, Zelda came out a month before Persona, when I played Zelda, I was instantly thinking, oh my god, Zelda is probably my game of the year. The only game that could probably come close to this is Persona 5. And it had a huge, monumental task if it wanted to dethrone Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild as my game of the year. Fortunately, I played Persona 5 as soon as it came out, and oh my god, it was so good that it actually managed to dethrone Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild as my game of the year. And I can confidently say that Persona 5 is, without a shadow of a doubt, hands down, in every way, shape and form, my personal game of the year for 2017. I know I've said it multiple times now, but I just can't reiterate it enough. And yes, of course, this naturally does mean that Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is number 2 in this list. I'm not going to make a big whole list about it, but many people will probably think that, oh my god, he doesn't like Zelda. It's probably like his 6th best game of the year. Not the case. Persona is just better in almost every way, shape or form than Breath of the Wild. And I personally enjoyed it so much more. Of course, you may be different. You may prefer Legend of Zelda in every way, shape and form. Guess what? This is all opinion. So you're perfectly valid in saying that. Anyway, that's it. That's my pick for Game of the Year 2017. It is Persona 5 on PS4. The game is also on PS3. I highly recommend you play it if you have either of those platforms. Hopefully within the next year, within maybe coming in 2018, which we'll see in just a few weeks, we'll actually have a possible PC port, as Sega has hinted that they want to bring some of their previously console exclusive games over to PC, specifically referencing Yakuza and Persona, two huge series that would be amazing to have on even more platforms. And yes, of course, if you have a Switch or for some reason a Wii U, naturally, definitely check out Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. So that's it. Let me know in the comments section below, what do you think of my pick for Game of the Year? What do you think of my very close comparison and what eventually won out? And at the same time, let me know in the comments section below, what is your personal Game of the Year for 2017? Let me know all of that in the comment section below. If you liked the video, feel free to let me know by hitting that like button. Hit the subscribe button if for some reason you're not already subscribed to my excellent quality channel that I like to frequently put out content and live streams on, and maybe even consider hitting the notification button so you get a nice little notification for whenever I start up a stream or upload a new video. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. I will see you in 2018, hopefully when we have some more extremely high quality titles, one can hope at least anyway, and I will see you on the rest of the videos in my channel.